It's the voice of the one and only DJ Scream, letting you know that you are now in tune to the Casual Flex, where culture meets sports and casuals are welcome. Now here's your host, Philip Dukes.
Yo, welcome to episode 7 of the Casual Flex. I am your host, Philip Dukes, aka Dukes the Scoop. Catch me on Twitter and Instagram at Dukes the Scoop. Now, today is a very special occasion for two reasons. One, I probably got the richest person I know on the show, right? I've never, ever seen a guy do some of the things that I've seen this guy do, and that is Mr. Alex Benson of Born to Compete. How you doing, bro?
Man, I'm doing fantastic, man. He's saying rich with love, people. Rich with love.
Man, you know, and the second reason that I was saying that, you might have noticed that I'm in a different background, but today is actually my birthday. Yeah, I am in Dallas, Texas right now. I'm going to kick it with some college buddies. And really, this is so weird to me. So me and my girl, my wife, we come down here and we are in it's the Virgin Hotel, right? The Virgin Hotel, like Virgin Mobile, right? That's what it's called.
Yeah. Oh, okay, I got it. Yeah.
Like Virgin Mobile.
Didn't know where we were going with that. I was like,
right.
Yeah.
But look, man, I ain't never seen nothing like this. I was like, everything in this like place is like adult themed. I had no idea. Like it's yeah. So
it's your birthday. And, y'all seem very, very happy. And when people are very, very happy, I'll just say you don't drink after friends. I'll just say that.
Right. Okay.
Man, Dukes has been very happy. Dukes ever drunk a drink and say, "Hey, Alex, you can have the rest of that." I'm good. Y'all are very happy over there. So I'm gonna just leave it at that, and we'll go from there. Enjoy the Virgin Hotel.
Right, man. Hey, but enough about that. Let's get into it. So, for those people who don't know, and especially in the Atlanta area, if you have anything to do with football, you would have had to have been up under a rock to not know who this guy is with the Born to Compete circuit when it comes to youth football in Atlanta. So for the guys that don't know, or the ladies, whoever, anybody that's watching that doesn't know what you do and how you do it, can you just give some of your background, how you got started and where you are today?
Yeah, man. So right after college, I got lucky, man, and came with the idea to start like an ESPN for kids. That's the best way to say that. Obviously, in the business industry, we'll say a youth sports media outlet. And it was kind of what I knew, right? I played ball in college, high school, all that good stuff. And, came out, think of an idea, think of some different things to do, bounce around odd jobs here and there, and then came with this idea. And me and my group of friends, we just ran with it, man.
Oh, wow.
As time has passed on, I think what we did the best is really just build a truly competitive environment, but an environment also that held players, parents, and coaches responsible. It wasn't about saying, okay, hey, I have the best kid out here, which you probably do, but are you working on his skill set? Are you making sure he develops? Yes, we can go out here and play a million games, but are you making sure that kid develops? Because at the end of the day, that coach is going to do what he has to do to win. Cool.
Absolutely.
No problem. You know what I'm saying? If I got, let's say, Lamar Jackson or whatever, right? As a young kid, I'm going to accentuate what he does well. And I'm going to say, okay, I'm going to run him all over the place. Well, then you're going to have somebody like me that says, well, you still got to win for the pocket. So you need to develop that young man. And also from that, we were able to branch out and cover kids all over the state of Georgia. Then we started implementing different things, man, our college trips and different things like that to put the kids out there early. And I think it showed, man. I think, 15 years later, I think Georgia went from maybe lower 10, outside the top 5 when it came to recruiting, to now it's arguably I will give number 3 because California and Texas, California, Florida are bigger, but because Texas is behind us now for sure. But California and Florida are bigger. But if we're looking at per capita, Georgia's number 1. And if we're, look, if somebody's going to just state facts, people that came through our program, Trevor Lawrence, obviously number 1 pick, Trayvon Walker,
number one pick.
Will Anderson on his way, has a possibility to be the number 1 pick. Of course, Ant-Man in basketball. So, I take it very seriously what we do because I understand we're impacting kids' lives. And the great thing is I was able to remove myself, put B2C in front of it, and put the kids out in front of the shield. And there you go, man. You know what I'm saying? Let it be all about them. So that's it. That's it in a nutshell.
All right. No, that's a great answer and encompassed a lot. And I was going to go to my second question was, some of the pro or NFL guys you've had, and you got NBA and NFL guys. If you could tell us a little bit about Anthony Edwards, #1 pick from the Minnesota Timberwolves, who's right now taking the league by storm in basketball. But could you talk about Anthony Edwards, or AKA Ant-Man, as a football player?
Man, Jesus, man, Ant was one of the best youth players I had ever seen in my life. You know, it's rare you meet a kid that's that tall, but that athletic, right? And we're talking about quickness, right? They'll have straight line speed. Take them a little while to get going, but straight line speed is what you'll see out of the tall kids sometimes. But quickness was rare. You know, taller kids at a younger age, and he had it, and he was physical. So he wasn't afraid to get behind his pads when contact came. Right, he drops that shoulder, get behind his pads, run over kids, do what he needs to do, and he was, I mean, man, for all intents and purposes, he was that deal. And if Ant-Man would have stayed with football, Ant-Man could have been a draft pick. I'm not lying. And here's the deal: he'd have been a day one draft pick. You're talking about a kid that's 6'4", 6'4", 6'5", whatever, 220 some pounds.
Right.
Probably was running, I would say, somewhere in the 4.5. I'm not gonna be crazy with it, but somewhere in the 4.5. Still had a quick, would still have a good short, and bench press will obviously be good. I just see how well he's put together.
Right.
I think he's DK Metcalf with a vert.
Ooh, my goodness!
Come on now, think about what I'm saying now.
I'm hearing you. I'm hearing you too.
DK Metcalf with a vert.
Man.
DK Metcalf nice now, but you never really seen. I mean, he got one obviously,
right?
But you ain't never seen like DK go up over somebody.
Not like that.
You, he would have been the best mix I can give him is a slower version of Randy Moss.
Wow.
That would have been him. Randy was a 4.2 guy, 4.2, 4.3 guy.
Right.
A slower version of Randy Moss, which a 4.5 Randy Moss is amazing.
Man, it sounds man. I mean, a 4.5 Randy Moss slick sound like AJ Green, to be honest. I mean,
there you go. That's what came to mind. Actually, that's what came to mind. But way more physical, man.
Yeah,
way more physical.
You can tell in his game now, that physicality, like you can see the football in his game today, like, and it's really cool, like in Atlanta, right? So in the metro area, like growing up out in the A, celebrities don't really phase you because you see so many of them. You see so many pro athletes. How has it been for you being able to cultivate all of these, let's say, very, very gifted athletes? When you see them again, how has it been for you to maintain that relationship with some of these guys and bring some of them back? Because you've been able to maintain these relationships. How has it been for you to, I hate to say it like that, but for you to not be starstruck?
You know, I think it's a couple things, right? Because I've seen them since they were kids,
right?
So that helps. I think the other thing is, I'm gonna give a scenario, right? And here's a scenario. It's gonna be a long answer for something short, but I'm gonna give it to you anyway.
Okay.
People always say, like with women, what is childbirth like, right? And you can't explain childbirth because unless you go through it, that's when you know. And I say that to say, Dukes, once you had your son, your life changed, right?
Sure.
And not to say we're better than anybody because we have a child or anything like that, but all I can say is I have an inside view of every day how children work. Okay, right. I say that, I'm gonna come back and say that I can treat these kids, to me in my eyes, they're kids. I know they're grown, all that kind of stuff, but I can treat these kids the way I treat them because I envision my son in them.
Right.
And that's how I do it. So I try to treat everybody how I would treat my son, love on them the right way, don't lie to them, tell them, like, I remember I had a quarterback a couple of years ago. I don't want to say his name because I haven't talked to him before I got on here, but he had an issue getting the ball out. Physical specimen, but he always had an issue getting the ball out on time. And I told him, I said, look, man, you need to get the ball out on time because everybody was catering to him. Oh, it's not you, it's the receiver, like, man, whatever. It's the line. It's not the line. You're not seeing something. Get the ball out on time and go from there. And he fought me on a little bit, and that's okay. It's understandable. He's young. But once he was able to see, okay, hey, I'm not getting the ball out on time. And when he was, you got to run around. You ain't getting sacked.
Right.
The ball's going to get there faster than you will ever get there.
Right.
So, it's just stuff like that. And then also, too, they know that when springtimes come, I'm not just talking about it, right? I'm putting you on the bus with me. We 50 deep. You driving out to Arkansas, wherever it might be, and North Carolina, whatever, just whatever.
Right.
That's what we're going to do because I'm all invested in your future.
Mm-hmm.
And I always believe process over results. So I say this, right? Let's say you have an athletic kid, 6 foot, let's say 5'10", 8th grader, about 150 pounds, right? Let's say if he's real quick.
Okay.
A youth coach, not all of them, but a youth coach might put him on, let's say, defense end because he's an athlete, and I get it, right? I get it. But the reality of it is that kid's not going to grow up to be a defense end body.
Right.
9 times out of 10. Let's say 5'8", 150 to make the conversation a little better.
Right.
All right, you can do that at the youth level, but let's develop him somewhere else where he can go ahead and continue to play the game that he loves, where he'll have success, and he can hopefully achieve his degree that he wants down the road. Because all I want to play college football.
Right.
All I want to play for Georgia here. All I want to play for Georgia Tech or Auburn or somewhere in the SEC. You know, USC or Michigan. That's what it is. And so for us to put these guys in position where they have a chance to succeed and capture their dreams, that means the world to me. And you talk about the college trips. Man, the college trips, we were able to get kids from all over the state of Georgia, really all the Southeast. And so I might, let's say I have a kid like Bear, right?
Okay.
Bear Waters, big kid, 6'4", starting left tackle at Cass High School right now, getting offers. Fantastic. Here's the deal. I got a kid down in Alabama, Mobile, Alabama, Hayes and Shelton, just like him. I want to sit y'all on the bus right beside each other.
Okay. Here we go.
So you can see, man, I'm nice like that, but you're going to ask him, hey, where are you from? Alabama.
Oh, y'all doing it like that? Oh, okay.
Okay. So that's somebody else like me out there.
There you go.
And so I do that just so they can see that, look, man, there's so many players out there, so many really, really good players that, that you might not even know about. I'm not going to lie to them. I'm not going to say, hey, you're the greatest thing since sliced bread. You're an original. You're one of a kind, because you're not. There's somebody out there just like you.
Right.
Even the unicorns, there's somebody just like you.
Right.
Let's introduce you. Let's go sit in front of colleges. Let's see what the colleges say.
Right.
Let's meet with Coach Mac Brown. Let's meet with Curb. Let's meet with Jeff, not Georgia Tech no more, but Jeff at that time, Brent now at Georgia Tech. Let's meet with those coaches. You know what I'm saying? And let's hear from them. Hear what they have to say. So once you get that little bit of information from them, now that light turn on. Now man, I gotta go ahead and make sure my school right. I gotta have a 3.0. I gotta make sure I'm in the weight room. I gotta do this because there's a guy over here that look just like me. That Alex said he got 1,000 more just like him. I gotta tighten up. I gotta tighten up. So,
and it's crazy that you got that type of relationship with them, and I guess that kind of like leans into the question where it's just like you are developing these kids from so by the time you see them when they're number 1 picks, this is still sometimes are you seeing the 5'8", 150 kid that turns into the 6'4", 220 kid?
It happens. Kid I was gonna talk about a little later on. I'm gonna throw him out right now. Zach Calzada.
Wow.
Yeah. Zach was 5'7" going into high school.
Okay.
Couldn't throw the ball 30 yards down the field.
Wow.
He played on my 7-on-7 team. That's back when I did it. I actually coached sometimes.
Okay.
But no, man. But Zach was always accurate with the ball, and he always knew where to go. And we always said if he ever hit that growth spurt, he's gonna be one of the better quarterbacks out there. He hit that growth spurt. Now I didn't know he was gonna go to 6. He's like 6'4" almost now, right?
Yeah.
There you go. Right? He's about 6'4", about 215, 220, somewhere around there.
Right.
And I'm not lying to you. Zach had to be about 5'7", and I'm being generous. 5'7", maybe 140 pounds.
Oh, wow.
Going into high school.
Wow.
And had the noodle arm and everything, but he could get it there. And I remember me and his dad just sitting there kicking it at Applebee's one day. We were down in Florida for IMG 7-on-7 tournament. At that time, it was a big thing. And he was like, man, I can't wait for my kid to grow. And I'm just like, I'm looking at your kid. Something just is there where I know it's coming. I don't know when, but it's going to come. And when it does, your kid's going to be one of the best players in the country. Ended up being an Under Armour All-American. Had a great year last year with Texas A&M, and he's over there with you guys now at Auburn.
Yeah, he's at Auburn. Right now, I think he's medically redshirted.
Yeah.
So looking forward to see what he does next year. So that's a good segue into my next question.
Yeah.
All right. So you have the pulse of recruiting in Atlanta, and see a lot of people like they don't understand how close knit a community Atlanta can be when it comes to youth football. And just because you see Grayson versus Colquitt County doesn't mean two of those players may not have played together on the youth circuit or played against each other before.
Yeah.
So what would Auburn have to do to put that fence back around Atlanta how it used to be when you were getting the Ronnie Browns of the world, when you were getting like Donnie Youngs and guys of that nature? Like, what does Auburn have to do recruiting wise to get that footprint back in Atlanta?
Well, it's going to be hard.
Okay.
It's going to be hard because one thing I can say Coach Kirby did is when he first got here, he was our special guest speaker at our gala.
Okay.
And then he sent what's the coach name? I think he went to Tennessee. He's offense coordinator at Georgia for a while.
Dang.
I can't remember. Was Chaney? Chaney.
Yeah, okay.
Chaney.
Yep.
He sent Chaney down. Or not he sent, but Chaney came down and was a guest speaker another time. And then Georgia Tech with Coach Jeff before his exit, he was a guest speaker at our gala one time. And our gala has about 1,300 people now.
Oh, wow.
We do it at the College Football Hall of Fame, and that's where we give out the awards for the younger kids. And I think that would be the start.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And you have to be here. You have to have somebody here somehow, some way getting involved with the recruiting and knowing the players at a younger age, because now, if you're not on a kid by his sophomore year, you're behind. And if you're not on those 5-star kids their freshman year, you're behind.
Right.
Here's the deal. You don't have to necessarily offer kids and all that. Well, I mean, everybody offers now. I mean, offers are offers. But if you can just get the kid on campus, see the kid, be very active with your youth marketing, then it can help set you up in the future. Everybody laughed at Nick Saban, right? Everybody laughs Nick Saban. Everybody laughs at Coach Kirby, Coach Saban, Coach Kirby. But the reality of it is those guys recognize talent early. Recognize talent early, and they get on them early, and I mean on them. Whether it's Tyler Atkinson or Deuce Geralds or let's say even Julian Drew, you gotta get those players early, man. Build a relationship with them. Look, and who knows, right? Will they pan out to be the best player you've ever seen? I don't know, right? But as of right now, today, everything's projected for them to take off. So you go ahead and you date, so to speak.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah, you date them and you see how it goes.
Man. So let me ask you this. What makes Atlanta such a special area right now? Like, growing up, me being from the area, we always had all-stars. There were always going to be players that went D1. I've never seen it this way. Like, there are players at almost every school. Like, you can literally go to the mall, wait long enough, and you'll see a D1 football player if you just wait around. What is making Atlanta such a hotbed for recruiting talent right now?
Yeah, man. And look, I'm gonna be selfish with this one. I gotta be, because I haven't been in years past, but I think it's what we built here in Atlanta.
Right.
Like I said, when you build it at the younger age groups and you say, okay, again, like talk about positioning, right? Hey, let's put this young man in the right position and let's see how it goes for him moving forward.
Right.
That's a whole lot better than a young man being caught out of position and now he gets to high school and it's such a big transition for him. And also too, we demand the coaches to be better. I can't tell you to, put in 30-hour weeks because this isn't your job. 9 times out of 10, they're volunteer coaches. And that's okay. That's okay. But you can learn from somebody. You can go to coaches clinics and you can improve what you have going on. And it's not necessarily the betterment of yourself, but I don't know about you, but I'm having more fun when I'm competing or I'm winning.
Right. Absolutely.
Nobody likes losing. Nobody wants to be the loser.
Nah.
You know what I'm saying? Nobody's ever, tried to holler at the fine girl and she said no and you felt good. You man, golly, you know what I'm saying? You want a chance, you know what I'm saying? Give me a chance, Right. But you at least want to be in the game, so to speak. And so if anything, get better because of that. And then also too, at our 8th grade level, we have a lot of feeders here. Right. And one thing that we speak of, and we talk to some of our high school coaches, we tell them, hey man, get involved in your 8th grade program. If you get involved in your 8th grade program, by the time you get those kids for their freshman year, they at least have an idea of what to do. And when they have an idea of what to do, here's a couple of things that can happen. Number one, obviously they'll pick up faster.
Right.
But the main thing is they'll be able to play faster.
Right.
That's the whole thing. When you know
Right.
what to do, you can play faster. And when you play faster, then you're good. Everybody wants to know why Walton's doing so well and Mill Creek's doing so well and Valdosta, Colquitt. They've been running the same plays. They were 7th grade.
Man, what?
It's the same thing.
Man, even when I think we went to cover Brookwood, I think, and just seeing the younger Brookwood guys out there that were just as excited as the freshmen in the JV to be out there. That was a really, really dope experience to see. So yeah, I think that's a really good point as far as the development of the other kids and allowing them to be able to play fast.
Yeah.
All right, so let's talk. Let's get. I'm a list kind of guy.
Okay.
I like lists.
All right.
So when did you start? 10, 11?
So me playing football personally?
Oh
my God, man. It's been 15 years. Whatever 15 years is, then go.
Let's go 2006, 2007, somewhere in there, right?
Yeah, somewhere around there. Yeah.
All right. Top 5 players that have come through your program.
Top 5 players. Of course, everybody's gonna say Trev. Trev went with I can't remember the first team. Was it Due West? Somebody, then Ackworth, then Cartersville Middle School, then Cartersville High School. The other one, Trayvon. Trayvon was special at a young age. He was with Upson Lee Middle School. I think I got that right. Upson Lee Middle School. He came up through. He's actually playing linebacker at that time. So as he grew, developed.
Hold on. So you saying Trevor Lawrence?
Yeah.
Okay. No particular order.
No particular order. No particular order. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that.
Okay.
Trey, and here's the thing. Trey was a good basketball player too.
So Trayvon Walker, right?
Yeah. Okay. He helped lead his team to multiple state championships in basketball too. They were undefeated one year, as a matter of fact.
Ooh.
So you had him. Trying to think. Harrison Bailey. Harrison Bailey to me is probably the most underrated player ever to come through the state of Georgia.
Oh wow.
When he went into Marietta was awful. And by the time he left there, they were playing in national games. So I think, look, and things worked out at Tennessee. Remember, his freshman year he was playing, then the coach got removed because of McDonald's bag, which today's world, he'd be good to go. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It happened though. It was what it was. And now he's kind of, he's at UNLV, and we'll see how that goes. We'll wishing the best for him. Let's see. Players. MJ Walker. You do you remember him?
Yeah, man, it's been a while. It's been a while.
Man, okay. MJ Walker was arguably the baddest receiver I've ever seen in my life.
Oh, wow.
MJ Walker was like that. I remember MJ Walker, I want to say he got the offer from Clemson or somewhere, and he had took off. He wasn't even playing.
Right.
He wasn't even playing football, but they gave him the offer anyway. And they had him rated as one of the top receivers in the country. He hadn't even played that year.
Right.
So MJ Walker, he ended up playing basketball, Florida State. He's doing his thing. I think in the G League now.
Okay.
Rico Fry, a lot of people don't remember him, but he was a bad man too. Running back, went to Stars Mill, transferred to Creekside, then ended up at Cartersville his last year. Anybody wants to look up something, look up the Cartersville game versus Bartman Trail on ESPN. He was the best player on the field.
Wow.
Rico Fry. He started at Bowling Green as a freshman. Rico Fry just had a knee injury, and he wasn't able to play no more after his freshman year. But that was a bad kid, man. And then last one, we probably have to say Ant-Man.
Ant-Man.
In all seriousness, look, man. So, okay, you'll love this story. We're at North Atlanta High School, right? So we just took Ant to University of Georgia. It's a college trip that we were doing, and we're at North Atlanta, and there's nobody around. It's just him, guy Jermaine, his son. I can't remember. I think it's Jermaine too, Jermaine Jr. Okay. And they're just messing around. Ant gets the ball, bounces off the ground, goes through the leg. This is in jeans now.
In jeans.
Goes through the leg, dunk it, boom. I said, Ant, I don't think you need to play football now.
Right, that's it.
Hey, man, I couldn't believe it.
Right.
I couldn't believe it because see, I saw him play basketball when he was younger, and he was nice, but Ant was one of those. I would compare Ant to Justin Fields.
Okay.
And I'll go into that later, but Ant was nice when he was younger, but when he got to high school, man, that dude hit he hit the go button. You know what I'm saying? Right. He took off. So those would be my best players I've seen at that time. that I can just think off the top of my head real quick. I'm sure if I thought some more, I hate to leave people out, but yeah. I think
Okay.
So. Hmm?
Now let's go here.
Okay.
2 players,
Mhm.
or I don't even care how many. Give me 3.
Yeah. Okay.
Players that you saw at an early age, but
Yeah.
did not think that they would develop the way they did, and now they're just ballers.
Ballers. Probably Zach. We talked about him. Calzada. He'd be one of them.
Okay.
Justin. Justin Fields.
Justin Fields. Okay.
Justin Fields. And when he was younger, played fullback for Cascade. Then he came over to Harrison High School, or Harrison's feeder program, and he was doing okay. I watched the game. I think I got a couple of those games, and you know, you could see it there. It just hadn't quite clicked yet.
Okay.
And I want to say it was his sophomore year. Because Coach Ronville would call me and say, Alex, I got a guy. I got a guy.
Got one.
Ooh. He like Justin Fields. I'm like, yeah, I seen him before. Like I see it there. But I was like, I don't know if we ain't gonna put that engine behind him just yet.
Right.
And man, I saw him. He said, come to a game. And I saw him that sophomore year because the starter got hurt and he got in. I said, oh my goodness. Here it goes.
Yeah.
Here it goes. And he worked so hard, man. He developed so much and he just took off, man. AJ Swan will be another one. We knew AJ was good.
Right.
But when AJ hit high school, he had a whole different level.
Right.
Like in middle school, he was nice. Like I said, he was nice. Kind of like we talked about Ant-Man earlier. He was nice. Right. But when he got to high school, man, oh God, Jesus Christ.
That light came on.
Dominant.
Dominant.
Can't stop him. He's doing the same thing he's seen do at Vanderbilt right now. 8 touchdowns, no interceptions, played Georgia and Alabama. Come on, man.
Right.
And then probably a lot of these guys hit growth spurts. AJ Terrell.
AJ Terrell
was one of the smallest players on the field.
Right.
Playing running back.
Wow.
12 years old.
Okay.
12 years old. And there's a play he had in the Central Cab game that I remember recording because I was doing all my own stuff back then. I recorded it and I remember taking it out because it was a big play and it was a fumble during this particular game. And I took it out and I'm so glad I took it out because I didn't want to kill his confidence. You know what I'm saying? Because, you still, when you work with kids, you got to be conscious of all those kind of things. And not say I had nothing to do. I was just telling the story. And I remember watching him more and more. I'm like, yo, this kid got it. This kid got it. And if he grows, he has a chance to be special.
Look out.
And man, that kid hit a growth spurt, man.
Over with.
League over with.
League. Yeah. Hey, you got to call him All-Pro AJ right now. You got to call him All-Pro AJ.
I'm gonna tell him that. Yeah, man. AJ, yeah, man. Like I said, man, with a lot of these players, man, I tell parents, look, you're gonna get one of the two. You're gonna get a unicorn, or you're gonna get a kid that works really, really hard. You know what I'm saying? So Trev was a unicorn. Trevor Lawrence, he was a unicorn. Justin Fields was a kid that worked really, really, really hard.
Right.
That's what it is, man. I'm trying to think of some more corners right now, or safeties. I want to say is it McKinney? McKinney, he's with Giants right now. Played at Ross.
Xavier.
Exactly. Yes. X. So he's talented. As soon as you saw him, he was talented. You know what I'm saying? One of the most talented things on the field. Not to say he doesn't work hard, but he was one of the most talented things on the field. And then somebody like AJ, he worked like a dog because you got to remember he didn't have the size when he was younger.
Right.
So he wasn't on everybody's radar. He wasn't on Alex's watch list. I was watching him.
Right.
But kids grow at different stages in their life. So no, it's one or the other. It's one or the other from what I've learned in my years of doing this.
No, man, that's man, Alex. First of all, I learned so much, and I thought I knew a lot, but I learned so much about youth football and just some of these stories that I'm hearing. Like, I can just imagine how some of these clips are going to be. So first of all, I just want to say thank you and give you your flowers as far as what you are to the community, because as you know, we run in different circles, but the same circle.
Yeah, no doubt.
So for me to hear how everybody from my neighborhood where I'm from speaks so highly of you, I just want to say, man, thank you on behalf of my community, on the behalf of the South Side. We appreciate you for sure.
Thank you, man. South Side, that's where we started at, man. Started at little Clayton County. And Clayton, for those that don't know, in Georgia, Clayton County is a smaller city right below the airport. And man, just they embrace us with love, man. We were able to grow from there. And then you got the South Side, oh my goodness, the College Park area,
right?
The Fairburn area. That was our start, man. That was our start, man. We were able to grow from there and take it and make it something special.
Nah, man. So look, I appreciate your time. Where can everybody find you?
So here's the deal. You can go to borntocompete.com. We actually are updating our site. So please be excited for the new stuff that's coming out, right?
Nice.
This is the big announcement, I guess. So but other than that, you can find us on all your social media platforms at Born to Compete. That's BORN, the TO, Born to Compete. You can find us on there. And then also you can catch us on Friday nights, NBC 11 Live for our broadcast. Mondays and Tuesdays for sometimes you're on there as well. We're doing our predictions and we're doing our interviews with players. So we're all over the place, man. We're fortunate to be around, fortunate to still be relevant after 15 years.
Oh man.
And fortunate to be the parents allow us in their lives to keep promoting their kids, man.
No, absolutely, man. Well, it's been a pleasure. I'll probably be seeing you, if not this week, next week. We'll work it out.
Come on in.
All right, hey, we got something to talk about. We got something to talk about. We got to talk about it.
Let's do it,
man. All right, man. Hey, it's a pleasure, man. Much love, bro.
Absolutely, homie. Take care, man.
All right, for sure.